Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Hi there. Welcome. Thanks for joining us here. And I'm so glad you're with us. And us, that's Dr. Jill Hubbard. She is in the studio. Hi, Jill.
Yes. Hi, Steve. I am in the studio.
And she's giggling that I didn't turn off the monitors quickly enough. And hi.
And that's Milan Yerkovich.
That is me.
And we're all here. And we're all noticing something out there that a lot of folks are really kind of on edge, and it's kind of a fearful time, an uncertain time. And I just saw an article where some stores and restaurants are closing again because of the Delta variant in certain cities. And oh my goodness. And it's just really, if you're kind of prone to fear or anxiety anyway, it's uncertain. And then we hurt for people that, Afghanistan, all these kinds of things are going on. And I just want you to know we're here. We want to help you. And we've got an 800 number. It's 1-800-NEW-LIFE. If you need some help, we'd love to help you with that. We've got a emotional freedom workshop coming up. We'd love you to join.
That would be a good one for people, because I think a lot of times it feels like there's no good choice, right? Because we also need to be worried about what the lockdowns do to people, right? Yeah. The isolation. I mean, we see that in our practices.
Right. And if anybody, like you're expressing some of your unease, if anybody says to you, well, God didn't give us a spirit of fear, tell them he also didn't give us a spirit of stupidity and uncaring. And because it's natural to be a little uneasy and afraid.
I think even if you go to an emotional freedom workshop, you're still going to feel all the spectrum of feelings over the course of a lifetime. We're going to feel anxious at times, fearful. But I think the key is we need to be in community. We need to be able to tell others and the Lord how we feel. And we need the support from more than just ourselves. And Jill, to your point of isolation, that only compounds anxiety and fear.
Yeah.
It certainly does.
Put the you in community is not a bad idea. Get in one if you're not. And it really is this old saying you'll see in recovery circles, do it afraid. Yeah, it's uncomfortable to be in a community and a help for 12-step and a support group, but do it anyway. And even though you're uneasy, and you're going to find the blessings on the other side of that. Well, let me mention to you that we are going to be on for 2 hours. And here's the phone number if you want to join us, 1-800-229-3000, 1-800-229-3000. And then also YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, New Life Live. You could watch it there or hear it there. And before we go to a break, this past weekend, of course, we did go through this observance of 9/11. Very, very sad. I just hated having to relive that pain. And I want to thank every family. And we're praying for you. If you lost someone or someone is forever injured or disabled because of that, we're praying for you. We love you. We appreciate you. And 20 years ago, I think people were much, much more focused on the value of this country. And, only 20% of the world the folks are born in a free country. And you have hit the jackpot if you have been born here, and there are a lot of folks that understand that, and they've given their lives or their normal way of life for it, and we're so grateful for that. So grateful that all of that prevented us from ever having another one of those 9/11 experiences. 1-800-229-3000. We'll be back.
I have a 15-year-old. She is very defiant, rude, and disrespectful to me.
Children don't come with a set of instructions, so what's a parent to do?
She has very intense screaming fits.
Do you feel equipped to tackle the tough decisions and issues that can have a lifelong impact on your kids?
I have a 11-year-old daughter, and I'm trying to help her with the situation regarding school.
Are your children ready to thrive in this culture?
I just feel like I'm at the end of my rope with her.
Let New Life's online one-day workshop, Fearless Parenting, Preparing for the Teen Years, help. It's Saturday, October 2nd. You'll learn about bullying, discipline, boundaries, challenges in parenting, smartphones, social media, and screen time, how your own struggles affect how you parent, and much more. With insightful teaching and the guidance of a credentialed New Life counselor, this one-day workshop can equip you to meet the challenges of raising children in the 21st century. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register or to find out more. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back. Steve Arterburn here with Dr. Jill Hubbard, Milan Yerkovich, and your very own phone calls right here on New Life Live. We're going to go and talk with Danielle right now. Hanover, Pennsylvania is where she's calling from, and she likes to listen on the internet, and we're glad she does. Danielle, how are you today?
I am hanging in there. Thank you.
Good. We are too. How can we help?
My husband of 25 years just, what is today? The end of last week gave me a letter and said that he has never liked where we're living. I'm originally from Baltimore. And when we first got married, he was in the military, so we've had to move a couple times. But he said he's never been happy here, and that he is going to sell our house and move to another state, and either I can come with him or not. That it's up to me, and he doesn't want to discuss it.
And is he accustomed to communicating to you through letters?
No, usually we text each other. We don't really have serious conversations face to face. We are not really close. He suffers from anxiety and depression due to childhood abuse. Mm-hmm. His mother was an alcoholic, and I think there was some sexual abuse, but he has never admitted that to me, and he has undergone therapy periodically, but I don't think he's ever truly opened up as to really the crux of what the issue is. He is medicated right now, but what's exacerbated it is he had a work injury. He's a retired school teacher, and he got his CDL to drive a truck, and he's been off about a year now due to a work injury. And he's basically been at the house a year by himself.
So
he's kind of shut his friends off, that kind of thing. So
what's the question for us then?
My question is, what should I do? What plan should I have? How can I, I'm being pleasant to him. He has no idea that I don't want to go. I'm being completely pleasant to him, because if I had all balk, that's not going to, accomplish my purposes. I have to, go alone. So I need to know a strategy of what I can do to convince him this isn't the first time he's thought that a move would make him happy. The next place will be the cure. You know what I mean? This is the fourth or fifth state-to-state move, and it's got
we get
stop,
it. Okay, so I'm going to ask Milan to start us off here, because this certainly isn't no one would recommend a man make a decision, write her a letter, and tell her, I don't want to discuss it when it comes to the home. And then you absolutely do not matter to me. You can, essentially saying you can stay here as far as I care. But Milan, what do you think? Get us started on this.
Well, Danielle, this is very difficult, and I'm glad you called us. This is really an indicator of the state of your relationship. that it is distant, not close. There's texting to communicate. You said he's been in therapy. I would really offer him to get into some couples work so you can learn to, that would be one of the first things I would do. Get in couples work with me, because this is a repeating pattern. You are moving every time you're discontent, and we are not connected. Now let's work on that so we can have a better relationship. And I would start there. I would tell him just what you said. It was a really great thing you said. You've done this 4 to 5 times before. What do you think is going to happen here again? Because when we are depressed, and I would tell him this, when we're depressed, everything seems bad. Nothing seems good. And but couples work, as opposed to just individual therapy for him, where he has to learn to talk to you and you to him, I think that would be my first opening statement to him.
Well, and I think before discussing whether you would go or not go, because that isn't really the issue, it's the way in which he presented it to you. You know, husband, we have done this several times. This time it was different. It doesn't seem like you care if I go or not.
Yeah.
And that really concerns me, because we are already disconnected, and that's just showing me that we are even more disconnected than I realized.
And Jill, don't you think that if a person is both depressed and perhaps panicky, and they think that that move is what's going to save them, that they would do it with or without their spouse, because they're in a panicky place.
Well, right. And when you're depressed, you're looking for something to enliven you.
Right.
And so when you have the hope of out there, the potential, that's enlivening, even if it's false hope.
Right.
And so they can rally around that. Okay, I'll make a change. But once they get back to the day-to-day, then they find themselves in the same spot.
Right.
Okay, so we all know no one thing solves everything. And he's essentially saying him moving with or without you solves everything. Well, that's not going to be. But what you want is a strategy. And one strategy would be, okay, so you've said, and by the way, I do think seeing if he would get into couples counseling with you to work all these details out would be great. But one strategy is, look, if you're going with me or without me, I guess we ought to have some help, this would be your therapist, on how do we decide how to split everything up if you're going without me, if that's an option. So that kind of forces a little bit of reality on him, and you move from this acquiescing thing that you're doing, because that just allows him to stay on this stream of thought. She would hate to lose me or me leave her, so she's coming. That's what he's probably thinking. And so now you give him a little bit of reality, maybe not. And if it's not, maybe you don't have all the finances that you think you're going to have and all the stuff. I mean, who's going to pack the stuff? You're not going to pack it.
Well, right. Like with
all these details.
All these other moves, have you been the one to go, okay, and rally and pack up the house and make it happen? Depressed people don't always make things happen. So I don't know.
He's done most of the work, so
okay.
That's good.
So Danielle,
yeah, I don't know that I'd be lifting a finger.
Yeah, good point, Jill.
No, I'm not.
Danielle, are you on the title of the house?
The house. Unfortunately, my immediate family has all passed, but I inherited the estate from my grandparents, and unbeknownst to me, because they lived a very meager middle-class life, they had quite a bit of money. And because of that, I was able to pay our house off. So it's free and clear.
But who's on title? It's free and clear, but who is on the title?
Both of us are.
Okay, that's good, because really he can't if you're both on title, you have to agree with him in order to sell that house. He just can't sell that unilaterally. You have to sign off on it. If you say, I'm not going to sign off.
Right.
But I'm also hearing periodically in this conversation some smiles and some laughter from you. And Steve used the word acquiescing. And I'm concerned that you're caving too fast in this relationship, that he really has the upper hand.
Let me know when I can. Yeah, let me know when I can jump in.
Please do.
I'm not acquiescing. I'm making him think that I'm going along. But in the meantime, I am meeting with my pastor Wednesday. They all are familiar with the way that the things that Glenn is suffering from. He's got friends that he doesn't really talk to anymore, but they still care about him. So I'm getting everybody involved that I possibly can get involved. They're praying for us, and if necessary, they will step in and help me. But I'm lining all kinds of things up unbeknownst to him. I just don't want to, if I confront him at all, if I say anything negative about going, he will just shut down. He will just, completely shut down. That's the way things are right now. So I want to, kind of keep things going along until I have to basically lay the hammer down and say, I have to put a stop to this. At some point, this cycle has to end, and it's going to end now because I'm not going to continue this.
Well, that's a great answer right there.
But if you don't have an attorney to give you some advice that you can relay to him when you're talking with him, I think you're going to wish that you had. And when you're talking about I've gotten all these people involved, you really need to talk with an attorney. It doesn't mean papers have to be filed. It doesn't
just a
nothing
consult.
like that. But to be able to say, if you need to, during the conversation, well, an attorney says, honey, that isn't true. I have to sign off, or whatever an attorney might say to you. And one of the things I'm so fascinated by the legal profession is, we all think we know what we're doing, and they just have a totally different perspective. They know things we don't know. And you might be able to just use the things that an attorney knows in a conversation that you know them. But at some point you may have to say, well, the attorney that I've talked to says that that's absolutely not true. And whenever an acquiescing, going along person not only has information from and support from a pastor and friends, but when the word attorney is thrown in there, many times a guy like him will start to pay attention for the very, very first time. We don't like to involve attorneys so you'll get a divorce. We like to involve them to wake someone up and prevent the separation and divorce. And when a man says, I'm going to go, whether or not you go, do you know what that is? That's a declaration of divorce. That's a declaration of divorce. That's saying the move is my commitment, not you. And that's pretty serious, and that's horrible, and that removes all sense of anything being funny, laughable, anything. You've got to get with that declaration of divorce that he made to you.
Well, and it also speaks to his level of depression because he doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
But I like the idea.
That's the crux of my yes.
Yeah. So I like the fact that you have gathered people around you.
Yep.
And I think perhaps when you confront him, it needs to be with others. Kind of like an intervention. Right.
And Danielle, you sound like you're moving on a good track here.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
I just want to stop and say to you, this would be very hard for you to go through.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry that you are alone in this relationship and that you don't have a partner after 25 years of marriage. I'm really sorry for you about that, and I feel sad for you.
Now, I'm going to send you the book that we all so believe in, How We Love. But I want to tell you, October the 15th, 16th and 17th in Dallas. We're going to be there doing our Intimacy in Marriage workshop. And if there was anything that I mean, if you could get him there, it's your best hope, not of not moving, but your best hope of a restored relationship. That's what we want to see. Miracles have happened. Impossible feats have been achieved because somebody got somebody else to go. Somebody that hated, didn't want to be there, and everything changes. Anybody else, if you're looking for an answer, that's where it is. Question is, do you want it bad enough to get there on October the 15th? It's in Dallas, Texas. Intimacy in Marriage Weekend. It's a life changer. It's a marriage changer. It's all about transformation. 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out about that. If you want to join us on the program, 1-800-229-3000.
I came into this thinking that my husband was the cause of many of our issues.
The New Life Intimacy and Marriage Workshop is coming to Dallas, Texas, October 15th to the 17th.
But after learning about our attachment styles, I understood how our past hurts were playing into our present problems.
Join Steve Arterburn.
It's been a dream of mine for a long time to help people to grow more intimately together, and we believe that everybody has room to grow in the intimacy level of their life.
And Milan and Yerkovich.
We help couples understand how their attachment style is sabotaging their current relationship. And then we teach them how to create comfort in a relationship.
And New Life's group counselors will help you focus on the area that will benefit your marriage most. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Here at this workshop, we had our first ever conversation without yelling, blaming, and accusing.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits, like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back. By the way, Dave Stoops' last book, Living Strong and Finishing Well. Gift of any amount, I'll send you a copy. Mm-hmm. Gift of me. I was just talking with Mason, who is the smartest person in New Life. He has just finished it. He said...
I thought you were.
No, I always act like it, but I'm not. And I try to act like it. Anyway, he said, man, this is just a really, really powerful book. So gift of any amount. Thanks for supporting us, helping us reach other people. But I'll send that book as our way of saying thank you. All right, let's go to Julie from Pleasant Hill, California. And she watches us on YouTube. Hi there. How are you?
This is Julie. Hi, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
Well, I suffer from really terrible anxiety, and I'm noticing, too, it's probably a little bit of depression, too, at times, and then just fear. And most of the time, I'll have, even if I have a really good day, in the middle of the night, I'll wake up halfway through the night, and instantly my heart is pounding, and I have this horrible anxiety and fear. And then I go through this monkey brain where I think about everything. So my question is, I need to find the right type of therapist to help me, and that's why I'm calling you for help.
Right. Jill, what do you think when you hear
Julie, I'm so sorry that it is so difficult to be gripped with fear because, and then to be waking in the middle of the night. So that tells me that you're extremely stressed. And it sounds like you always run with some anxiety, fear, a little depression, but is it heightened right now for you? Like, have things happened recently?
Well, it's actually the last 9 years. I mean, it's more. I had what I would call a nervous breakdown 3 years ago, which was debilitating. And I've been managing my parents' life for the last 9 years. And I have a disabled child. I work full time.
Oh wow!
And I'm just overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop there. So and I'm Christian. I have great faith. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why I can't get a grip on this. And I take medication. I have a history on and off on my whole life of different things happening, but I just want to get better. My mom passed away 5 years ago, and my dad just recently passed away in May. Okay. And I am the one that's handling everything for the last 9 years, and both my siblings are disabled. And like I mentioned, I also have a disabled adult disabled child that's intellectually disabled, and she's a joy. And I have great joy in my life. I also have a wonderful son who's getting married in November, so I have lots of things that are joyful.
But even that is stressful, the marriage.
It is very stressful, and there's things going on in that situation that is stressful.
So, Julie,
with their relationship, they're starting out.
So you have a lot on your plate, like a lot, right? And it's a lot of giving out. I'm wondering how you even sleep at all with all of this.
May I tell you what my job is?
Sure.
I'm a dental hygienist.
Okay.
So I'm in somebody's face for 8 hours a day, dealing with their comfort, and making sure they're good. And so it's
and being soothing to them
all day long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So who feeds into your life? Who do you go to? Because, I'm glad you're on meds because that is really helpful. And I think, yes, therapy would be really good. That's another piece. But we also need people in our lives that we can let down with, and we don't have to be the strong one for.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a lot of people right now because of the pandemic, and I have all my group of people that my long life friends. They're just not accessible for various reasons, and so Unfortunately, I've been working at my office for 22 years, and I know my patients so well, so I have shared things with them, but I know I shouldn't, and I've actually gotten in trouble for doing that.
Okay.
So
here's a quick question for you.
I'm really working on not doing that anymore. Yeah, go ahead.
You say you're taking medication. Who prescribes that medication for you?
A psychiatrist does.
Okay. Have you tried other things? Because there are people, they get the right medication in your kind of situation, and it really does provide a marked difference in the way they sleep and the way they react. Have you tried some different things or asked him to try something different?
Yes. I just saw him recently. I haven't seen him for 2.5 years.
Okay, so that's important that you went back after all that time.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you do when you saw him? Did you decide on something new or different?
No, and I didn't. Yes, he did. He prescribed me a medication to help me sleep, but I override everything.
Okay, so
I'm so stressed.
That's really sad that that's all he did, because especially you saying you override everything.
Yeah. I did ask him to refer me to a therapist.
And that's good too. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, when I hear things like this, I just want to be sure that you've tried anti-anxiety medication. There are a couple of different pathways. One medication tries it this way, another medication goes the other way. And you need to be sure you've tried both, and you haven't done that. One seems to work.
I have in the past.
Well, but that's a lot of new medication is developed in the past 2.5 years. So rather than resist or try to say you have, I would hope you'd say, you know what? maybe there is a medication that could help me that I've never tried. That would be a good attitude going forward.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have Christ-centered partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addictions, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
You guys are awesome. You're a blessing to America.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in the biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first step toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, please call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433.
We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back, and really hope that we can help here. Milan, you want to start with... I'm not doing too well here. Maybe you could help.
Jill. Well, I was just saying at the break, Julie, I don't know what I would do without my close friends that when I'm completely maxed out, I can just go to. And I can just, let it out with them. And they're, people say, what does talk therapy do? Talk therapy actually changes brain chemistry. And so also connecting with our friends. So people that are safe, that's what you need more of. And I hear you have people around you, but they're all people who need something from you. Even your parents, now that they're gone, they still need something from you.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a really sad thing to have to deal with an estate, and that's really stressful. So the other thing is that to look at the fact that we can only do so much. Today's troubles are enough, right? And so we have to really pace ourselves. And I don't know you, so I don't know how you approach things, but sometimes I put unrealistic expectations on myself. I put artificial deadlines on myself. I create pressures that maybe really aren't there and that nobody else is expecting. And it's always amazing to me when I let somebody know, I'm not going to be able to meet that deadline. Can we push it out? And they go, sure, no problem. And so looking at some of the things that you do in your life and how you manage your life and the tasks that you have to do. And realizing too, especially as we get older, we only have so much energy, right? And so that being able to say no or not right now, I think is really important to managing the stress. And there's times if you're so stressed and you're just spinning your wheels, sometimes all you can do is reduce to your basic needs, okay? You need sleep. And I'm hearing your sleep's not even good. You need to feed yourself well, right? So sometimes doing that first, then you'll get more traction, right, when you approach it again later.
Julie,
Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
No, I said I have been on a well, I've always been overweight all my life, and I met somebody 8 years ago that I'm one of my patients who was a nutrition coach, and he changed my life, and he was also a Christian. And ever since then, I have been on a track where, I have successfully managed my weight these last 8 years. I love eating healthy. Getting back to exercising. The pandemic has been really difficult, but that aspect, I'm really good at. I just have such a plate, and like she said, the deadline. I have a sister that's homeless that needs the money that my dad's left us, and so that's put a lot of pressure on me as well. And she doesn't. My brother and sister are fine, as far as they're intellectually just disabled, but it's just. I've been dysfunctional ever since my parents got sick, and I can't think straight anymore.
So
and it's been such an amazing, awful journey.
Yeah,
Julie,
and I can't get off.
Julie, it's a horrible, horrible journey. Okay, now I have had anxiety in my life, and I have awakened at 2 a.m. with adrenaline.
We all have.
And my heart's racing, and my brain is taking off like a racehorse. Now, that will feed itself. Anxiety is one of those rare things that feeds itself. It actually, the brain is kind of a dumb organ because it says, I will respond to usage. And so I will build neural pathways to support more use of something that's being, exercised a lot. And if the little 2-lane road for anxiety is being exercised a lot and used, it says, I think I'll make a 4-lane highway here because there's a lot of traffic and I'm going to do that. So what it does, it actually feeds itself. So now we're not medical doctors, but we all have personal experience in this subject that you raise. But I would recommend another opinion from another psychiatrist and say, here is the whole deal. Okay. And there is a big difference between taking a sleep med and an anti-anxiety med and an SSRI that increases serotonin and elevates your mood. I would really go get another opinion and take the time to do that.
Yeah, and periodically we do need to make adjustments to medications. A lot of times people plateau. Things change, right?
That's right. And I have seen people.
Right.
I have seen people that don't do well on one dose, but they do much better on another dose.
Absolutely.
And that's called a therapeutic dosage, the one that helps you. And then sometimes people break through that, and it's called a breakthrough, which means you need to raise the therapeutic dosage until you get to a place where you find, okay, I feel like I have a better handle on this. So to slow that train down, Julie, I'm very empathetic because I've been on that train. No, I should say it this way. I've had that train control me. And it's a miserable thing. And I just want to encourage you.
Yeah.
Get another opinion.
Right.
And just be open to that there is an answer out there, and it is probably a combination of a different medication, therapist, counseling, support from friends, all of these things together. If you're willing to do whatever it takes, you'll find that equation that makes the difference.
Right. And in finding a therapist, find someone that you can feel some comfort with, right, that can share your burden. It isn't just about, okay, can you erase my anxiety? No, part of that comes into play when your burden is shared.
And what about the possibility of a grief recovery group?
There you are.
Because that group is in a similar state of sadness, decline, fear, sadness, sorrow, anger, the whole gamut, anxiety.
Yeah.
And it could be a group where you might find some like-minded, like-hearted people, Julie.
As long as you didn't take care of the group members.
Yep.
Well, don't offer to clean their teeth. I'm just saying, Julie. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to send you the Grief Recovery Workbook and a Life Recovery Bible to help you go through that. I hope that that's going to help. I hope you'll seek out a group that would deal with grief recovery. It's a great one. And I'll pray for you. I'm going to send you Forgiving Our Fathers and Mothers, too, by Dr. Jill Hubbard. I hope that will be a blessing to you. Now, I want to read something that a person who went to Every Man's Battle said. He said, "I'm grateful that the focus was truly upon my heart's condition. I have tried a variety of strategies in the past, and I've failed. I've recently come to understand that I cannot white-knuckle this and beat it in my own strength. I'm walking away hopeful for true renewal and restoration." I want to tell you something. Hope is worthless without a choice. Many times things happen to us and we feel something. Feeling without a choice to do something different isn't worth much. So I'm going to ask all of you who know there's a problem, or you want it to be different, or you feel horrible about something, have you made a decision to help yourself? Have you made a choice? When you do, or if you need help making that choice, you could call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. You can get help, or maybe you decide you want to help somebody else, and I'll send you a copy of Living Strong, Finishing Well. That's Dr. Dave Stoops' very last book. I'd love for you to have a copy.
You know, Steve, the first day of any of our workshops, people are struggling to be there. They don't think they should be. They've been dragged by somebody. They all look very
anxious,
hesitant.
anticipation.
Well, they're not happy to be there. They're just not.
Well, some are.
Well, some are. Okay, but here's the cool thing.
Sometimes the wives are happy.
And vice versa sometimes.
Some joints are miserable. No, go ahead.
But listen, it's hard to get started.
Yeah.
But at the end of those workshops, it is amazing.
It's amazing.
And look at this cool thing that this gentleman said. This is profound what happened at the end of 2 or 3 days. And I just want to give everybody in the audience a chance to hear the upside of taking hard steps. We asked Danielle to take hard steps. We asked Julie to take hard steps. We all have to take hard steps.
We do.
Decisions and choices, that's what makes the difference. And then the follow through. And when you can't follow through, you get the support that you need to follow through. 1-800-NEW-LIFE if you can help us, or if you need help, it's the very same number. That's what we're here for. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Final segment here. We'll do another program after this. And the phone number is 1-800-229-3000. Dr. Jill Hubbard's here, Forgiving Our Fathers and Mothers. Milan Yerkovich with his wife Kay wrote How We Love, and it has really transformed so many marriages and so many lives. We're going to be teaching that October 13th, 14th, or 15th, and 16th, 17th, one of those teens. Anyway, in Dallas, come join us. 1-800-NEW-LIFE is the number.
My husband's been addicted to porn since he was 10 years old.
I found out about 9 months into my marriage that he has a porn addiction.
My name is Shelly Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography, it might be an emotional, physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
Restore has empowered me and has given me the tools to work through my anger, work through my pain, work through my confusion, and help me realize that I am worthy.
Being here and being surrounded by people who get it has given me my power back.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is coming to Washington, D.C., November 12th through the 14th. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go online to newlife.com.
Thank you, Restore. You have changed my life forever.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here, and I'm going to talk with Mary. By the way, 1-800-229-3000. Hi, Mary. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you.
What's going on in your life? From Dallas, Texas, there, listening on Sirius XM, channel 131 at noon Central Time.
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on?
I've had a lot of depression in my life, and it's a lot better. But during this the pandemic, it has gotten worse. But my question is, I don't know how to handle people that. I have a brother that has sent me a very vicious message about the vaccine, and we disagree on it. And I don't know how. I'm not a fighter. I don't know how to. I can't fight back.
What's the disagreement over the vaccine? What's your disagreement?
Well, he's had it, and he thinks that we're horribly selfish to not get it. And he put a horrible thing on Facebook about it, and effing selfish and all this other stuff because I'm not protecting other people, and I've had the virus. I've got the antibodies, but I absolutely do not want to get the vaccine. Mm-hmm. And there's so much that I feel like he doesn't know, but I don't know how to. I just don't know how to handle.
Yeah. So Mary, somebody
like that.
who is outright hostile towards you, it's really hard to engage in any kind of conversation, because it doesn't sound like he's really wanting to hear where you're coming from. He's just wanting to bombard you with his thoughts. And so sometimes with someone like that, you say, I think you're coming from a place of concern about me, whether he is or not, right? And I really appreciate that. So thank you for caring. And it's probably best if we don't talk about this issue. It seems like it's very upsetting.
Right.
Right? And
I don't, that's what I'm saying. I don't talk to him, and I don't know, I wouldn't know how to, because I can't win the argument with him or whatever. I can't convince him of anything besides what he
But that's
believes.
not the goal, Mary.
You're not trying to convince him.
Yeah, that's not your goal. Your goal is to say, stop talking to me like this. Mm-hmm. Stop it.
Right.
Don't slander me on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Which, yes, you could be more direct and say that. And when you are hostile towards me, I can't hear you.
That's right.
Because I'm so blown away by the amount of anger you have.
Right. But I suspect...
And it makes me angry.
But I suspect, Mary, you've been in this role within this family system for some time.
I'm sure. But this brother actually we've been very close. I have three brothers. We've been very close most of my life. And he's actually, he's always been a very kind-hearted, somewhat loving person.
So this is out of character.
Yeah.
So it's out of character. So like Jill is saying, that would be another approach to say, what happened?
Yeah, I don't understand where all the hostility is coming from. I've never known you to be this way. Talk more about the relational interaction than about vaccines, right? Because that's what's hitting you in the face. is how he's relating to you. And keep the conversation there, whether it be over texting or, right? It doesn't sound like you're able to talk to him directly. So say, I'm really puzzled by where all of this is coming from, and you've never treated me this way, and it just, I have to be honest, it just feels horrible.
Mm-hmm. So just asking a sincere question, hey, what happened? I'm struggling here. What happened? You were so... We've been strong together. What happened? Nothing could have caused you to be mean to me like this, and even publicly. I mean, what happened? What are you afraid of? Or
well, Steve, that's it right there. I think he's afraid.
So afraid.
I think something has happened to him. He's suffered a loss. He's scared by this whole thing. And he just said that in the Facebook. She's putting people at risk. And so I would explore, like you're saying, Steve, the fear inside of him. What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe he's saved, and that's something that I just realized. And so that's my main concern, of course, is, it helps me understand why he's...
right, because think about how out of control he feels, right? We all live under this false sense of control. But as Christians, it's like, okay, we have that assurance that God is in control, no matter what. Right. If you don't have that, you'd be terrified.
Well, let me send you, I want to send you a couple of things. I want to send you Take Your Life Back to be sure that you're not succumbing to this kind of pressure and treatment. It's horrible. I'm going to send you The Soul of a Hero, and that's the last book Dave Stoop and I wrote together, and I'm thinking your brother might read it and might discover that Christians aren't weird, and his beliefs can be a little deeper and richer, and he can, what model of manhood is there that we're mean to people? Mm-hmm. And you do have a point. You have a point. I've had this virus. My antibodies are up. I don't want to have a vaccine on top of having had... I hear this argument all the time. That's
Doesn't
a very
even make
different
sense.
argument than somebody that's never had it. That's a different thing, and that's not you. So really, really sad. I hope that you can get to the heart of it and get to his heart and have some kind of impact there. Well, let me mention something that I think is going to have an impact. It's the first time we've ever done this, and it's coming right up. It's on October the 2nd. It's a brand new workshop. It's online. It's called Fearless Parenting, Preparing for the Teen Years. Now, all of us who've had teenagers know that there's nothing you can do to prepare for the teen years, but we're going to give it our best shot. But I'm telling you, in this day and age, you don't know what's coming at you or coming at them, and you need all the help that you can get. And we've got some of the best people ever that are going to be presenting, and I think you're going to find it to be extremely valuable. It's the first in a series of fearless parenting subjects that we're going to deal with. We're going to start with preparing for the teen years, which begins at birth, and then we're going to move right into the valley of the shadow of death, which are the actual teen years. But I'll tell you something that I found with my kids. The teen years are really the best ever. You can have the best experience. Now, I say that, but I know that you can have all the things in place, and somebody can get a hold of your child, and all sorts of crummy stuff happen. We want to help you with that. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and sign up for the Fearless Parenting Workshop. It's on October the 2nd. As I mentioned, Intimacy and Marriage is October the 15th. Now, we're going to do another program, and Milan and Jill have agreed to stay with me one more hour, and this is fantastic. And so the number to join us, 1-800-229-3000. If you can help us, 1-800-NEW-LIFE, or if you need help, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I hope you have a very, very good day today, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget, we're right there on YouTube. You can see us there. And until then, or whenever, bye. Love you. Care about you.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, thank you for watching New Life Live. You know, New Life Live is a Christian counseling program where we deal with the hard questions about life, relationships, kids, free choice, freedom of will, whatever. It's all right there on New Life Live every day, every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to call into the live broadcast, you can find the schedule on newlife.com or click the social media link right below. You can see every episode of New Life Live on the New Life YouTube channel. Watch it with a friend, watch it later. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll never miss another episode. So if you want to listen on the go, download the app. The link is right below. And I hope if you need some information, if you want to get some help, you'll call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And I'll see you next time.